These fighters saying Floyd hating, Floyd hating, Floyd hating. Last time I checked, hating on what? On what?
Meaning he is greater at his skill of boxing than Stephen Hawking was at science.
Okay. I can live with that, but I don't know if I would call him the greatest fighter of all time. First of all, Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. responded indirectly after comments from Stephen A. Smith suggesting that Terence Crawford may rank above him in certain all-time discussions. However, Smith also praised Mayweather's career, noting that he dealt with long-term hand issues that reduced his knockout power, especially in the later stages of his career. Despite that limitation, Mayweather remained undefeated and consistently outboxed elite opponents through timing, defense, and ring intelligence. Smith argued that this ability to dominate without relying on power is a key reason Mayweather is still regarded as one of the greatest fighters in boxing history.
Was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much. And literally walked in the ring and said, I'm gonna embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
Stephen A. Smith, while praising Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legacy, also weighed in on a hypothetical matchup between Mayweather and Terence Crawford. He stated that if the fantasy fight ever happened, he would confidently pick Crawford without hesitation. Smith explained that in his view, Crawford's style and skill set would give him the edge, and he stood firm in that opinion when discussing how the matchup might play out.
And avoiding everybody calling it a pick'em fight.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, it could go either way, but I'm going to go with Crawford.
Stephen A. Smith also added that while Floyd Mayweather Jr. is unquestionably one of the greatest fighters in boxing history, with elite defense, speed, and ring IQ, he still would not place him alone at the very top of the all-time rankings. Smith argued that the greatest ever debate is broader than a single name and includes legends like Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns, Marvin Hagler, Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, and Salvador Sanchez. In his view, Mayweather deserves immense respect, but he is one of several fighters who belong in the highest tier of boxing history rather than standing above all others.
At his skill of boxing than Stephen Hawking was at science.
Okay.
I
can live with that, but I don't know if I would call him the greatest fighter of all time. First of all, Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest ever. He's a brilliant defensive fighter. His speed, his boxing savvy, he's just a savant. But I got to look at the Sugar Ray Leonards of the world. I watch Sugar Ray. I watch Pepino Cuevas. I watch Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Hagler, Mugabe, all of these cats. Aaron Pryor, Alexis Arguello, Salvador Sanchez before he died. But I come up with that.
Stephen A. Smith stated that Terence Crawford currently represents the face of boxing and the defining fighter of this era. He described Crawford not only as the best active boxer, but also as the pound-for-pound #1, arguing that no other fighter matches his overall standing right now. Smith highlighted Crawford's achievement of becoming an undisputed champion in the four-belt era as a historic accomplishment that separates him from his peers and secures his place at the very top of modern boxing.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed.
Jaron Ennis echoed similar praise for Terence Crawford, saying he deserves to be mentioned alongside all-time greats like Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sugar Ray Leonard. Ennis highlighted Crawford's willingness to take on top contenders without hesitation and his consistent ability to beat elite opponents in convincing fashion. In his view, that level of dominance and lack of avoidance is what firmly places Crawford in the conversation with boxing's greatest fighters of all time.
Him up there with the Floyds, the Ray Leonards, right there with them all. You know what I mean? They told me he didn't fight everybody, nobody. You know, whoever was in front of, who was in that weight at that time, and he beat everybody. He's great.
Tim Bradley strongly agreed with that view, stating that he would favor Terence Crawford over Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a hypothetical prime versus prime matchup. Bradley pointed to Crawford's complete skill set, including his ability to switch seamlessly between orthodox and southpaw stances, his elite counterpunching, and his precise shot selection. He argued that Crawford's versatility, size, and controlled aggression would create unique challenges even for a fighter as great as Mayweather. In Bradley's opinion, Crawford's ability to constantly adjust and force opponents to adapt could make the difference in what would be one of boxing's most fascinating fantasy matchups.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back hand. The way he reaches with...
Brian McIntyre reinforced that argument by stating that when boxing fans discuss the greatest fighters in history, names such as Sugar Ray Robinson and Jack Dempsey are always part of the conversation, and he believes Terence Crawford deserves to be mentioned alongside them. McIntyre argued that Crawford has already accomplished enough to secure his place among boxing's all-time greats, not only as one of the best fighters of his generation, but as a permanent figure in the sport's history due to his championships, versatility, and sustained excellence at the highest level.
Rank him. Should we rank him like that? Is it difficult because, eras?
I'll say when you say name the best fighters ever in the history of boxing, you're going to have to say Ray Robinson. You're going to have to say Jack Dempsey. Then you got to say Terence Crawford. He's up there.
Paulie Malignaggi offered a balanced comparison between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford, arguing that Mayweather spent much of his prime facing elite champions and top-level competition, including fighters such as Miguel Cotto and a young Canelo Alvarez. Because of that, Malignaggi believes it is difficult to compare their resumes directly. At the same time, he acknowledged Crawford's exceptional talent and admitted that a prime versus prime showdown between Crawford and Mayweather would have been one of the most compelling matchups in boxing history, a fight worthy of being discussed alongside some of the sport's most memorable legendary contests.
I thought took on some pretty tough 154-pounders and it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 40 to 54. Remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. People talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys who will never even may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So. Mayweather, even if you're saying, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 54. So, I don't know, man. The comparison, listen, Crawford-Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
Zab Judah also weighed in on the debate, arguing that comments from Canelo Alvarez comparing Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. deserve serious consideration. Judah pointed out that Canelo is in a rare position, having fought both men during his career, which gives him first-hand experience of their styles, strengths, and ring IQ. Because of that unique perspective, Judah believes Canelo's opinion carries significant weight and should not be dismissed when discussing how Crawford and Mayweather compare as fighters.
It said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What do you think?
He's all right. We fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, he know. Yeah. Anybody would know.
Ryan Clark offered high praise for Floyd Mayweather Jr., describing him as the defining fighter of his era. Clark emphasized that Mayweather did more than simply win fights. He consistently outclassed opponents through elite technique, exceptional reflexes, defensive mastery, and mental toughness. In Clark's view, Mayweather symbolized dominance throughout the 2000s, standing as one of the clearest examples of skill, discipline, and control in a generation filled with world-class champions.
Is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watch Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside.
He then turned his attention to Terence Crawford, arguing that Crawford has earned his place among boxing's elite through victories over top opponents such as Errol Spence Jr. and Canelo Alvarez. According to Ryan Clark, those performances demonstrate not only Crawford's extraordinary talent, but also his willingness to take on the toughest challenges available. Clark believes that by consistently defeating elite competition, Crawford has cemented his legacy and is continuing to build a lasting place in boxing history.
There's no fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years. But no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their eras equally.
Jeff Mayweather offered a balanced perspective on Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s victory over Canelo Alvarez, noting that while Floyd won convincingly, the fight also showcased Canelo's tremendous potential at a young age. Jeff pointed out that Canelo was still developing as a fighter, whereas Mayweather was already operating at the height of his experience, timing, and ring intelligence. In his view, the matchup demonstrated Floyd's greatness but also highlighted how important timing can be in boxing, as Mayweather faced Canelo before the Mexican star fully reached his prime.
Well, also if we remember, Canelo that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw. And then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So
what was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, very, very young.
Errol Spence Jr. praised Floyd Mayweather Jr. for his extraordinary ring IQ, technical skill, and ability to control fights both mentally and physically. According to Spence, those qualities are what separate Mayweather from most fighters in boxing history and helped establish him as one of the sport's all-time greats. While acknowledging that a hypothetical matchup between Mayweather and Terence Crawford can never be proven, Spence suggested that Floyd's psychological sharpness, strategic thinking, and ability to make adjustments could have been major factors in determining the outcome.
Floyd is different. I feel like he's the best fighter. I don't know about all time. He might be the best fighter all time. If not, he's close 2-3, and not by far. So it's a little bit different things that Floyd does. And Floyd was a lot older when I fought him, and it's just certain things that he does that that's really tricky. Like the guy we get in the clinch, he was like squeezing my nose, and so I couldn't breathe and stuff like that. So it's just certain things that he do in there. Just vetting stuff, just vetting the all-time type stuff he was doing there.
Even like Floyd would beat Crawford, would you think? I know that's just a fantasy match.
Man, I don't know.
I'm reaching,
I don't get into all that.
Yeah.
I don't know who went out. Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd. I don't know.
But for Floyd was the best work, just like mental games and everything.
Oh yeah, mentally, by far, I feel like he's the best.
Robert Garcia praised Terence Crawford for his historic accomplishment of becoming an undisputed world champion, calling it one of the defining achievements of the modern era. At the same time, Garcia said that in a hypothetical prime versus prime matchup, he would slightly favor Floyd Mayweather Jr. or Manny Pacquiao due to the level of opposition they faced and the challenges they overcame during their careers. Nevertheless, Garcia emphasized that Crawford has already earned a place among boxing's all-time greats and deserves recognition for the legacy he continues to build.
He never became undisputed. He's a 5-division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more. Do I in a fight? I probably still pick Mayweather. Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win. Just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win. Both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There's definitely.
Shane Mosley compared Terence Crawford to Jose Luis Castillo, one of the fighters many believe gave Floyd Mayweather Jr. one of his toughest challenges. Mosley suggested that Crawford's combination of power, reach, stance-switching ability, and relentless pressure could present similar difficulties. While acknowledging Mayweather's legendary defense and ring IQ, Mosley argued that Crawford's versatility and offensive creativity would make him one of the few fighters capable of pushing Floyd out of his comfort zone and creating a highly competitive matchup.
See, that can kind of like equate to, and this I think Crawford would have the edge is Castillo, when Castillo fought Mayweather the first time. And fights like that, Mayweather has problems with Crawford. Because Crawford is hard, Crawford's very strong like I am. He has all the same long arms, like I said, southpaw right-handed, and he's coming to get you. He don't care about the Philly defense style, whatever style he don't care about that. He's trying to get you. And he's gonna make sure the combination is gonna be hit. So you have to either hurt Crawford and get some respect or something.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this fantasy matchup between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence Crawford? Let us know who you think would win and why in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more boxing updates and analysis.